How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the block. My name is Jamie, and today we are reviewing episode 5 of Fallout Season 2 over on Amazon Prime, and oh my god, every episode just keeps getting better and better and better. I'm talking Shia LaBeouf clapping alone in a theater after a play about himself. Good. Art. Character building, world building, tension-filled moments, betrayals, and then still so many questions that they're playing off of to make me just really wish they would drop the next episode now so I could see and learn and experience what they have left to offer. Absolutely excellent. This is how you do it. This is how you do it, Netflix. Listen. Alright? I'm not going to be able to let Stranger Things go for a while. Alright? I'm going to keep bringing it up. This is how you do it. Right here. Amazon. And I'm actually going to give a shout out to Amazon right now. Alright? Not enough people give Amazon credit. Alright? But they're crushing Fallout. The Boys. Gen V. Invincible. Even military bangers like fucking... Oh, what is that? The Terminal List with Chris Pratt. And then they drop awesome raunchy comedies that really you don't get to see anymore. Like Ricky Stenicki. Just the old, good, raunchy, comedy that just doesn't really care what you think about it as long as it's funny. So, yeah. Good job. You're doing a good job, Amazon. Keep it up. Give me more of this shit. Woo! Fuck. Alright. And heavy spoilers. Right now. Click away if you haven't seen episode 5 yet. Click away. Go. I completely understand. Plus, there's more entertaining people to get it from. Because I don't go super in depth. But I am going to go over the episode in its entirety. What I liked. What I didn't like. Which isn't much. So, let's get to it. Alright, so we leave off. Lucy's got a drug problem. They've encountered Deathclaws right outside of New Vegas. And scene. Here we go. Ghoul says, run. Boom, doo, 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 doo. He distracts the Deathclaws with a grenade, which I knew they weren't going to have the Deathclaw showdown this early in the season. They're going to save that for a later payoff. I completely agree with that. I think killing off Deathclaws and stuff like that this early, especially given the limited resources they have right now, is 2 thumbs down. That wouldn't be too fun. That wouldn't really set the tone for Deathclaws being what they're supposed to be. So, they run, they escape, they get under it. And while we're in town here, we're going to follow Lucy and the Ghoul here. While they're in town, Lucy is still jonesing for some more drugs, man. Like, it's actually pretty great seeing her kind of interacting with the Ghoul in this way. He finds it quite entertaining, but anyhow, he gives her some bottle caps and tells her to go into the medic store over there and get some Addictol to get all that shit out of her system so she won't be addicted anymore. So she goes up, and this is pretty accurate to the video game. She goes up, she sees all the prices. The prices have went up. Addictol is now like 1,000 bottle caps, and she looks at her little pouch and shakes it. She realizes she ain't gonna have enough. And this is where we start seeing her tilt a little bit from the honest, golden rule, everything by the books. She sees a door open to the side, and she sneaks in the back, and she's going to go steal some Addictol, because at the end of the day, it's for the greater good, so she can save people and complete her mission. So she gets in there, she sneaks in there, she gets the Addictol, and she sees one of those power fists. I can't remember what they call them in the game, but it's a mechanical fist that when you punch people, it springs out and fucking knocks them back. Great call out. She grabs one of those just to, and then on her way out, she gets caught. Big guy wearing a bunch of clothes that don't fit him, and I was like, okay, well that's an interesting thing. But she also notices a dead body, a much smaller dead body stuffed into a barrel, who is obviously the guy in the picture, who's supposed to be running the store. And this guy killed him and then literally put on his clothes that do not fit at all. Even the hat is too small to fit on his head, so it's just kind of sitting there. I thought that was hilarious. He killed him and he took his loot and equipped it. And so, so we get Lucy here, and she's just like, all right, man, I'm just going to take off, no water. And they pull guns on each other. She's like, look, don't make me wound you. I'm tired of wounding people. Anyhow, she shoots him, finds out she kills him, and she doesn't feel too great about that. She's starting to realize that she's not quite who she wants to be. The Badlands are changing her into someone more akin to the Ghoul's attitude. Like, if you're in my way, I'm going to kill you type situation. So we get that kind of realization for her. Anyhow, she goes outside. She takes the addict doll. At first, nothing happens, and then all of a sudden, she just starts vomiting this pool of vomit out onto the ground, and it's really great scene. They timed it just perfectly, and then the Ghoul is at a hotel getting drunk, so she catches up to him, and she walks in, and she's like, I'm feeling much better now, and then she starts to gag again, and he's like, the window. And so she runs over to the window and throws up, and then you hear someone outside like, hey, what the fuck? So all of that's great comedy. The Ghoul's not really in the mood. He's actually being really out of character here, and for good reason. It comes down to it. But he's actually like patting her on the back, easing her over to a chair, making sure she's okay, setting her down. And essentially what has happened is Lucy's dad has the Ghoul's family in cryo chambers, and the deal is she's the bargaining chip. The deal is he is to return her to her vault, and Lucy's dad will not kill his family. And he's torn up about this. He really doesn't like this. I honestly think the Ghoul had a plan here where he was not gonna actually follow through with it. He was gonna pretend to, and he was gonna follow the minion back and figure something out. But that's not how it plays out. He ends up shooting Lucy with a tranquilizer, and my assumption is she's a little bit resistant to it because she's got that addict doll fresh in her system. And so she goes down, but she's able to fight it and get back up, and she hits him with that power punching fucking thing and knocks him out of a window, and it impales the Ghoul on the ground. And then you have Lucy's father coming and essentially abducting her because she's still down from the tranquilizer. Alright, so that's the Ghoul and Lucy's journey this episode. Loved everything about it. Loved them playing off of each other. Loved the death claws. I love the interactions between them. And throughout this entire time, we're getting flashbacks. And we got flashbacks from the Ghoul when he was a human going to this party. He actually meets Head. And it turns out Head isn't the one that launched the missiles. He doesn't know who launched them. Or who's going to launch them, I should say, because this is a flashback. But he knows that they're going to be launched. Essentially, it was supposed to be launched on his daughter's birthday. And so we're trying to figure this out because the assumption has always been that Richard Head was the one that launched them. That's why his agent wanted him to kill Head. And so now we have this whole other mystery of who did it. Alright? If it was... And he even states it's not Voltec that did it. Or is going to do it. So, who do we have left here? And my suspicion is it's probably the Ghoul's wife or Lucy's dad that initially launched the missiles. Because we see in the flashback that Lucy's dad had just become important at that point in time. Like, he's got a new brand new suitcase, and that might be the launch codes or whatever. But anyhow, so we get all of this. My prediction is it was Lucy's dad. He did it for a promotion or whatever. And let's see here. All right, and then we jump over to Buds Volt 31 that have been released. They go back to their old headquarters. They break in. There's not a whole lot that go here. They bump back into the merchant from earlier, season 1, Del Dickey, and she explains to him, hey, your sister's dead, you know, all this other stuff, and he's like, you don't know that, and we get a hint now. We're going to have a rad roach showdown at some point, because there's a roach nest in the elevator, and then, you know, you get him looking into some stuff. He finds out on a Voltec computer some sort of program, which if I remember correctly is linked to the program that made super mutants, which leads me to believe maybe Thaddeus isn't a ghoul after all. He's slowly changing into a super mutant. That's kind of my prediction there. And then we get the old... I can't remember his damn name. He's the one that gave Thaddeus the thing that turned him into a ghoul. We'll just call him Chicken Fucker because he's known to fuck chickens, and he's a snake oil salesman. And you get this really, really funny scene with him just like walking really happy. He's got a core. He's going to Vegas. He's going to change his luck. He's dancing around to happy music and everything, and then it like flashes and he's being attacked by a rad roach, and he's like screaming and he's like stabbing it. And then all of a sudden it flashes back to him like picking flowers and being happy again. And so essentially he's showed up at New Vegas, and I guess he's down with robots. So he's whining and dining this robot. And Lucy's dad shows up, and he's like, hey, dude, like, you can watch, but, like, you know, be like a normal pervert and do it from the bushes over there. He knocks him out, and is going to use him as the next test subject. And so he's got him locked in, and he's got the device in the back of his neck, and he's like, look, I'm going to erase all your memories, okay? Just going to wipe the slate clean. And he's like, yes, do that. And my assumption is because he's lived out there in that world, and it's been so bad for so long that, yeah, he's cool with that. So he starts cranking the dial, and he starts screaming, and, you know, ooh, it tickles, and then he cranks it all the way up, and it starts panning away, the camera does, like it has been. And so you're expecting to see, like, a head explosion, like usual, but then it pans back, and he's actually fine. And so I think this is because he consented to it. He wanted it. And so his mind isn't fighting the device and isn't trying to find a way out of it. He's just accepted it. And I think that's why the experiment worked. So it's the first time we've seen it actually work. And so he becomes the henchman of Lucy's dad. And he's the one that actually shows up to make the bargain with the ghoul to take Lucy back. All right. And, yeah, loved everything about that. That was really cool. The Buds thing is the weakest part of the story in this, but it's really coming to a head. Don't really care too much for Lucy's brother, but he's okay. He's okay. It's a very small part of the show, and they add a lot of comedy and a lot of world building within it. So I'm cool with it. We don't even catch a glimpse of Maximus in this episode. So we'll still have to catch up on that. But we do get a lot of backstory, a lot of flashback stuff. And I really enjoy all of that. The drama, the tension, the ghoul betraying Lucy. And you can see it on his face. He does not want to do this. He actually likes Lucy. She even tells him, he's like, I thought we were becoming friends. And yeah, she's so heartbroken by it. And, let's see, is there anything I missed or left out? Probably. But overall, yeah, this episode is probably my favorite episode so far. It seems like every episode they drop, it just gets a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. And I'm dropping episode 5 at a 9 out of 10. Really enjoy it. Walton Goggins is crushing it. Lucy is fantastic. She's growing on me. I like that she's actually starting to learn lessons out here and not just being the naive vault dweller person. She's actually learning from her mistakes a little bit. But she was on drugs. She was itching for a fix when she made these decisions. But I think ultimately she's going to start seeing the world in a different way and be like, okay, well, fuck this. Right, fuck this. Let's get it over with. And start getting down to business. So, yeah. Predictions for where the show may be going. So, I think Walton Goggins' wife is going to die and his daughter is going to be kidnapped. Is what I think. Or potentially they may not even actually be in the cryo chambers. I don't know why they wouldn't be. But that's the fun part of it. All of these questions we still don't have the answers to. We still don't even know who actually launched the bombs. So, yeah, it's just overall I really love it. It has me drooling to come back every single Wednesday. I'm always excited to come see it. So, yeah, a 9 out of 10 for season 5, and that is all I got for you guys today. Please, if you guys enjoyed this video or anything I do, like, subscribe, leave me a comment down below. I really appreciate it. I'm looking to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year so I can get monetized, start making a little bit of that green. But anyhow, I greatly appreciate you guys, and have an excellent day. Bye.